Tonight on Action News 5 at 5, a break in the case of the murder of young DOLPH, why investigators believe that a recent shooting in Covington may have a connection with the Memphis murder that left chart-topping rapper young DOLPH dead. Plus, updates in the shooting at the Oak Court Mall, what we now know about the conditions of the two victims. And breaking down the infrastructure bill that was recently signed by President Biden, we're taking action for you, telling you how this bill will impact Mid-Southerners and people across the nation. We're getting you started this afternoon with breaking news. A man was shot and killed in Orange Mound. Now, the shooting happened in the 1100 block of Bradley Street. A little bit before 2 p.m., the man was pronounced dead on the scene. The suspect fled away in a black sedan. Now here's an update to some news we first brought to you last night on Action News 5 at 10. A man has died after a shooting at the Oak Court Mall that also left a child injured. This happened just after 6:15 last night. The suspect has not been found, but Memphis police say that the suspect was dressed in light blue pants, green sports shoes, and a hoodie with sleeve stripes. The suspect or multiple suspects fled away in a dark-colored sedan. If you know any more information about the shooting or the whereabouts of potential suspects, call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH.
Taking action for you. Action News 5 at 5 starts now.
Rain and thunderstorms throughout the day in the Mid-South, along with cooler temperatures along the way. Right now, you're taking a live look from our Midtown High 5 camera, as fog seems to be present as well. Hello, and thank you for joining me for Action News 5 at 5. I'm Noah Sershin in for Ariana Poindexter. Let's get straight over to First Alert meteorologist Segay Galindo with a look at the forecast, what we can expect on Thanksgiving. Segay.
Yeah, we've been saying that this day will be a cloudy and rainy one, and that's exactly what we're seeing. We got a few embedded storms as well. Total lightning strikes on the board at 43. Let's take a zoom in right now to see what's going on in Shelby County, and points toward the north. Seeing some rain right now, a few heavy spots of rain right around Collierville, and we've got more rain developing out to the west, so that's going to be sliding eastward as we make our way into this evening. We have been seeing some periods of heavy rain as well, especially in North Mississippi. Got some lightning right now right around Faulkner, just to the east of Ashland, seeing some heavy rain, and just to the west of Ripley, we've got some heavy pockets of rain there. We pan down a little bit more, and we're seeing some rain close to Oxford, and as we head toward the south and west, seeing some heavy pockets of rain right around Mark. So this is all going to continue to develop as we make our way into the evening hours, but we'll start to see less rain as we head around 9 o'clock. But behind this front, we are talking some much colder air. I'll tell you how cold it's going to get, and we'll look at rain chances for Thanksgiving Day coming up in my First Alert forecast.
Today, thank you. We are learning new details tonight in the murder of rapper Young DOLPH. Police in Covington say that they believe that the car used in the murder of Young DOLPH was also used in a shooting there. Covington police say that a mother and daughter were shot on their way home from a football game on November 12th. Both were taken to the hospital in critical condition, and the mother died from her injuries on Thursday, November 18th. The daughter is still in recovery. Now, you may remember that yesterday we told you that Memphis police had found the Mercedes used in the shooting and killing of Young DOLPH. Covington police also say that a white Mercedes was used in that shooting as well. Covington police are working with the Memphis Police Department to find more information in the investigation. Memphis police responded to a call about a man unresponsive after he was beaten up. The incident happened on Boxwood Street this morning. Police said that he appeared to have blunt force injuries and was pronounced dead on the scene. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH with any tips. The new federal infrastructure law President Biden signed last week will provide billions for roads and bridges across the Mid-South. Action News 5's Brandon Richards shows us where some of the money will be going as lawmakers consider another sweeping bill.
It's the largest investment in infrastructure in decades. The $1.2 trillion package President Biden signed last week will help improve the nation's crumbling and aging infrastructure. The U.S. Department of Transportation providing a breakdown of where some of that money will be going. Billions will go to repair and upgrade roads and bridges across the Mid-South over the next 5 years, including $3.8 billion to Arkansas, $3.6 billion to Mississippi, and $6.2 billion to Tennessee. Each Mid-South state can also expect to see hundreds of millions to improve public transportation. Hundreds of millions more will go to improve Mid-South airports. And tens of millions will help build and expand electric vehicle networks across the Mid-South.
There was so much in it that's good for Memphis. I'm proud to have voted for it.
Memphis Democratic Congressman Steve Cohen says every corner of the country will benefit from the new law.
It helps everybody's district, it helps everybody in America, and there was no Democrat or Republican about it.
Mississippi's Roger Wicker was the only Mid-South U.S. senator to vote for the bill. Most Republicans voted against it, including every Republican House member from the Mid-South.
The Build Back Better bill is passed.
Democrats in the House also passing another sweeping piece of legislation Friday morning, a $1.7 trillion social spending and climate change bill. West Tennessee Congressman David Kustoff also voted against that bill.
This spending bill, it's reckless, it's careless, it is absolutely irresponsible.
While the infrastructure bill was signed into law last week, the social spending and climate change bill isn't a done deal. It must go through the U.S. Senate, where it will likely undergo several changes. In Memphis, Brandon Richard, Action News 5.
Looking ahead, closing arguments in the Ahmaud Arbery death trial will get underway when court resumes tomorrow. This comes as the defense team rested their case last week. NBC's Katie Beck has what prosecutors will use in their closing arguments.
The final moments of Ahmaud Arbery's life, captured on video. The case has captured America. Monday, attorneys will make closing arguments.
You're going to hear two different perspectives on the exact same video.
Prosecutors will likely tell the jury the story they have during weeks of witness testimony. That 25-year-old Arbery was jogging unarmed in a residential neighborhood when Greg McMichael and his son Travis began an armed pursuit, cornering Arbery with the help of neighbor Roddy Bryant, who filmed the deadly moment Travis McMichael shot Arbery after he'd made multiple attempts to get away.
Didn't pull out any guns.
No, ma'am.
Didn't pull out any knife.
No, ma'am.
Never reached for anything, did he?
No.
He just ran.
Yes, he was just running.
The defense claims self-defense, that the three defendants were being vigilant neighbors, had spotted Arbery walking through a house under construction and followed him to investigate. They claim Arbery tussled with McMichael for his gun, and that's when fatal shots were fired.
This is the most traumatic event that I have ever been through in my life. I don't know how. I've never been through a situation like that.
Deliberations in Georgia will begin on the heels of another controversial case closed.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Friday, Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted on all charges after killing two men and shooting a third during civil unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Veteran prosecutor Paul Henderson says while the facts between the cases are very different, the heart of the case is much the same.
The key heart of this case, what people will be arguing about, vigilantism, self-defense, that's going to be at the core, and that's what's going to be front and center from the arguments from both sides.
The final chapter in the case begins when court resumes. Katie Beck, NBC News.
That was NBC's Katie Beck reporting. Jacob Blake, the uncle of Jacob Blake, led several dozen people on a march through the streets of Kenosha, Wisconsin today to protest the acquittal of Kyle Rittenhouse. Demonstrators traced the path Rittenhouse took the night of August last year when he shot and killed two people and wounded a third during the protest over police brutality. They carried signs and a few protesters had guns. During the protest, Jacob Blake's uncle spoke to the crowd about how citizens are paying for people that oppress people of color.
If anybody deserves the civil liberties that were abused in this case by a Caucasian young man that was 17 years old, we deserve those rights. We're paying for the people that shoot us in our backs. We're paying the taxes for the people that kneel upon our neck.
Activists hope that these protests will make known that they are no longer going to be intimidated or frightened by the actions of Kyle Rittenhouse. Next on Action News 5 at 5, the hostages held in Haiti have been released. After the break, a look at the ministry that freed two of the hostages and what the U.S. government has to say about the situation. Plus, Shelby County is another step closer to reaching herd immunity. What percentage of the county is fully vaccinated?
Still checking showers and thunderstorms across the Mid-South. I'll let you know when this rain will exit and just how cold it's going to get behind this front. The latest details in my first alert forecast.
And freeway frenzy. A California highway becomes a parking lot after an armored vehicle drops loads of cash into the freeway. The hilarious video and the warning California Highway Patrol has after the break.
Taking action for you. This is Action News 5.
It was a brazen kidnapping that captured worldwide attention. Against the backdrop of an unstable government in Haiti 36 days ago, one of the most notorious gangs there captured a group of American and Canadian missionaries and their families. They demanded $1 million ransoms per person. Today we have learned that 2 of the hostages have been released. 15 others are still being held. NBC's Monica Alba has more.
2 hostages held in Haiti for more than a month, free tonight, according to the missionary group who organized the service trip. Christian Aid Ministries confirming the 2 individuals are safe, in good spirits, and being cared for. Their names, reasons for their release, and where they currently are still being kept secret for security purposes. The Ohio-based organization pleading for prayers and writing, "Our hearts are with the 15 people who are still being held." 16 U.S. citizens and 1 Canadian were abducted 36 days ago after visiting an orphanage outside Port-au-Prince. 6 men, 6 women, and 5 children, the youngest of which is 8 months old, all kidnapped at gunpoint by a notorious street gang known as 400 Mawozo. The FBI, State Department, and other federal agencies dispatched a team to help Haitian authorities with the investigation and negotiate the safe release of the hostages. But they declined to pay a $1 million ransom for each person, following long-standing U.S. policy. In recent weeks, the American and Canadian embassies both asked their nationals to leave Haiti due to a surge in violence and severe fuel shortages in the impoverished country, still recovering from years of natural disasters and political unrest.
That was NBC's Monica Alba reporting. NBC News reached out to the White House. A spokesperson said that they are monitoring the situation very closely. They say that they welcome the reports, but they cannot comment any further at this time. With the Thanksgiving holiday in less than a week, Shelby County health officials and the CDC have urged Americans to get vaccinated before Thanksgiving and winter holidays, and it seems that Shelby County might have gotten their wish. Shelby County is averaging 2,004 vaccinations per day for the last 7 days, and is 74% of the way to reaching its goal of reaching herd immunity, which is 700,000 people. The county's goal is to have at least 75% of the county vaccinated. So far, 517,652 people have been vaccinated, with a little over 1 million total vaccines administered and a little over 14,000 vaccinations reported within the last 7 days. We'll take a look at this. Drivers scrambled to grab cash Friday morning after bags of money fell out of an armored truck on the Southern California freeway. The incident happened before 9:15 a.m. on Interstate 5 as it was heading from San Diego to an office of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Several bags broke open, spreading mainly $1 and $20 bills. 2 people were arrested on the scene. At least a dozen people have returned money to the California Highway Patrol. CHP says that for the people who have not turned in any stolen money, they say that you should do that within 48 hours to avoid getting criminally charged. Well, First Alert meteorologist Hige Galindo warned us that it was going to be a soggy Sunday, and it proved to be one. You can tell from our high 5 camera, but as we take a look at First Alert Doppler 5 radar, we still have more rain on the way. Let's get a full check of our forecast with First Alert meteorologist Hige Galindo.
Yes, it's a soggy Sunday, and it's a cool one, but not too bad. But the cold temperatures are really going to head in as we head toward tonight, and you're going to notice a difference tomorrow, minus the rain tomorrow. But we are still dealing with the showers and a few storms right now. The bulk of it is making its way toward the east, still seeing some lightning strikes on the board, and we still have some developing out to the west. So from here, we will continue to see development through about 9 o'clock. Notice a couple of moderate to heavy pockets of rain in West Tennessee and some of that in North Mississippi. That will still be possible, and some of those have been capable of producing some hail, some small hail, especially since it's so cold aloft, and this front is going to be ushering in some much colder air as we make our way into tonight. Here's a look at what's going on out there right now. Still seeing some rain as well as some hazy conditions across portions of Midtown, and temperatures right now at 59 degrees. We made it to 60 degrees for a high today, and we've picked up 39/100ths of an inch of rain out at the Memphis International Airport. Some areas will get up to a ½ an inch, maybe a little bit over in some of those spots that get in on some moderate to heavy rain. As we take a look at Futurecast, First Alert Futurecast showing things this evening as we head around 7:30. Most of the rain will have moved along and south of the I-40 corridor. Same thing by 8 o'clock. This is all just going to continue to push toward the south and east along a front. Now, the clouds are going to be a little bit slower to get out of here. We'll see the rain exit first, and then overnight tonight, those clouds will follow. By 2 o'clock, all of us under clear skies, and we'll start off with lots of sunshine tomorrow. I think there'll be a good bit of sunshine throughout the day. Maybe a few clouds just brushing northern sections early in the morning, but a lot of sunshine. That sunshine isn't going to translate to warmer temperatures, though. Check out the numbers tonight. A big drop in the numbers. We're talking some spots close to freezing. 38 degrees in Memphis. As we head into North Mississippi, we're looking at low temperatures in the upper 30s to near 40, and in eastern Arkansas, we're falling into the 30s tonight, and most of us may start with some clouds, but we will clear out overnight tonight, which is going to lead to plenty of sunshine tomorrow, but not warmth. 51 will be our high, so we're going to drop about 10 to 15 degrees across the area, and we've got a nice cool breeze that's going to be blowing tomorrow out of the north at 10 to 15. Let's talk about where temperatures go from here. We're going to be warming things up Tuesday into Wednesday. That's going to be the height of the warmth, but then back down as we track yet another cold front as we make our way into Thanksgiving Day. That's going to mean some scattered showers, cloudy conditions on Thanksgiving, so prepare for that. Let's check out how things will play out on Thanksgiving Day. You can see those showers moving across the area. Those will move out by Thursday night, and we'll have a dry day for Black Friday. But check out that temperature on Black Friday. We go from the 50s on Thanksgiving Day to the upper 40s, but the weekend is looking dry and a little bit warmer with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s.
Well, sounds like a great week ahead. Thank you, Sergey. Here's Jarvis with a look at what's to come up next in sports.
Alrighty, folks, the Tennessee Vols try to avoid their first losing streak of the college basketball season, and the Tennessee Titans, well, they try to keep from being all wet in Nashville. We've got it all for you. Sports is next.
The Caesars Sports Desk is sponsored by Caesars Sportsbook.
Hey, folks, as the season winds down in the NFL, the Tennessee Titans trying to continue their stranglehold of the top spot in the AFC Central Southern Division. They got a home date against a Houston Texans squad that's only 1-8 on the year. Let's go to rainy Nissan Stadium, where the Titans surprisingly trail the Texans 3-0 in the first. 3rd and 6 on the Houston 18. Ryan Tannehill looking for A.J. Brown over the middle, but it's picked off by Camus Hill, and Hill returns it 82 yards. Wow, all the way down to the Titans' 6-yard line before he's finally tackled by Dontrell Hilliard. It takes him 4 plays to get on the scoreboard, but Kaimi Fairbairn comes up and drills this 24-yard field goal. That puts the Texans on top 6-0. Now, Houston has the ball a little bit later on in the second. Tyrod Taylor, he'll look to pass on the short route to David Johnson. He's pushed out after a gain of just 5 yards on a first down. But look at this. On the replay, it shows a face mask penalty. That'll tack on 15 more yards and puts them in business deep in the red zone. 2nd and goal at the Tennessee 7. Taylor will back in the pocket. He will scramble to the left. He will get away from a defender and leap in for the 7-yard touchdown. Extra point no good, but it doesn't matter. Texans knock off the Titans. Wow, final 22-13. Titans still hold a 1-game lead over the Ravens in the AFC South, but it gets a lot more precarious with the red-hot Patriots up next. All right, let's go indoors where it's a little drier for hoops at the 17th-ranked Tennessee Vols. They're in a bounce-back game against 18th-ranked North Carolina. It's in the Basketball Hall of Fame Classic in Uncasville, Connecticut. The Vols smarting after a big loss to 5th-ranked Villanova Saturday. The Tar Heels falling to tourney champ Purdue. Let's take a look at the video now. Memphian Kennedy Chandler, well, he's needing a bounce-back game of his own after going just 1 for 9 for 5 points against Villanova Saturday. Chandler, wow, looking like the top point guard prospect he is, driving to the hole, knocking down open threes, and making great passes to open players. Kennedy with 14 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. But, you know, he's not the star of the show today against UEC. Nope, that goes to the smallest player on the floor, 5'9" Zakai Ziegler. Ziegler just a blur off the bench, and the Tar Heels can't stop him. 18 points, 5 assists for Ziegler. Tennessee gets the victory. Big final score, 89-72. Tennessee will tangle with 11th-ranked Memphis. That's on December 18th at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. And that's it for sports.
All right, well, thank you for that sports report, Jarvis. Before we go to break, Making History will tell you how one high school team in the Mid-South area is making history in the pageant world.
Taking action for you. You're watching Action News 5.
A White Station High School senior is making history in the pageant world. Annie Jout is the first Asian American to hold the title in Tennessee history. Annie Jout was crowned Miss Tennessee at the Horseshoe Casino in Tunica, Mississippi. A People's Choice contest is now underway, and Jout needs your vote. You can vote for her by looking for the story on our website, actionnews5.com. It will take you to a link to vote.
Rain will continue to move off toward the east. We'll see a few showers through about 11 o'clock, and then skies will clear out overnight tonight. We're going to fall into the 30s. Much colder tomorrow behind the front 51. Temperatures rebound by Wednesday, but then more rain chances on Thanksgiving Day.
Thank you, Sigay, and thank you all for being with us for Action News 5 at 5. We'll see you right back here tonight at 10 after the football game, where Parker King will tell us about a new device the Right of Tears is using to help adults think before they pull the trigger. Have a great evening.
Stream Action News 5 for free on actionnews5.com, on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV.